It is Labor Day. September 4th. The Philadelphia 76ers roster still makes no sense. James Harden has still not been traded. Training camp starts in 1 month.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
Perfect. Give me my hat.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
Run it back, nation. What is good? It is your boy DJ Eastwood. Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. Al, go gay! Hit the like button on the video. That pushes this through the YouTube algorithm. You gave me almost 700 likes on the last video. Let's try to get 1,000, bro. Let's try to get 1,000. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Turn your notification bell on. All that good stuff. Put something in the comments. Doesn't matter what it is. It's all for the algo. Let's talk, man. Let's talk. Because the closer we get to training camp, the more frustrated I become. This reminds me of that Ben Simmons offseason. You know, it's kind of difficult to talk about really anything until the elephant in the room is no longer in the room. You know who the elephant is, and he's been an elephant before. We'll see if he looks like an elephant when he comes to training camp, if he's coming to training camp. But yeah, it's been difficult, man, because, you know, people send me clips. They're sending me highlights from Rico Hines runs. Like, I give a damn that Paul Reed dropped 40 on some no-name dudes in a YMCA gym. It's just difficult for me to care because at the end of the day, what is this team doing right now? So, training camp starts in a month. James Harden has still not been traded. Let's start there. 2 months ago, we were hit with the Adrian Wojnarowski tweet. We were hit with the news that the Philadelphia 76ers are working on a James Harden trade. I was ecstatic because in just 2 postseasons, I was tired of watching him. He quit in Game 6 and Game 7. I think he's a quitter. And I was ecstatic about him possibly being traded. Oh my God! I am crying tears of joy. I'm not kidding you at all. I'm not kidding you at all. I am crying tears of joy. Or my allergies are just bad and it's the air quality. But anyway, the Philadelphia 76ers are working on a James Harden trade out of Philadelphia. The Sixers are trading James Harden! As you can see, I was ecstatic. I was very happy because I wanted some major changes to come to this team after the Doc Rivers firing, and I thought getting James Harden out of here was step number 1. Well, I thought, yeah, it was step number 1, and then they hired Nick Nurse. We were excited. We thought there was going to be major changes to the roster. That has not happened yet. Nothing has happened. James has said that he's not playing for Philadelphia. Daryl has said that he's not trading James, and we're right back here in this mess of things. I don't know how James is going to not come to training camp. I think, again, he would be putting the nail in the coffin of his own career, showing yet another team that he's more about himself than the team or trying to win or anything like that. But yeah, nothing has happened so far. And I want to remind you of a quote from Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey, months ago on the Anthony Gargano show on the radio, was talking about all kinds of different things. And I want to just remind you of this quote when he asked him about the roster construction because it looked ridiculous at the time. It looked like we had done nothing to address the issues, and we've signed a bunch of backup centers. Doesn't make any sense. And he made sure we were rest assured. Obviously, right now, things are not looking perfect. You have to squint to figure out how things are going to work. But at the end of the day, try not to focus on the roster in July. We have too much of this, not enough of that. Try to focus on what the roster will look like during the season. And frankly, we do have a lot of put-up or shut-up fans. that I don't mind who say the regular season doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Well, if that is the case, let's focus on the roster as we go into the playoffs. Not really worry about the roster in July. Don't worry about the roster in July. Hey, Daryl, it's September, bro. It's September. And since you've said this quote, you've done absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Signed Mo Bamba and Pat Bev. Re-signed Montrezl Harrell, who wasn't going to play anyway, and then he tore his ACL. Matched the Paul Reed offer sheet. We like that. But you got 6 centers. You got no wings. You're still stuck in the James Harden situation. And you told us we have all summer. We have all summer to figure this out. Everybody calm down in July. Daryl, training camp is in 1 month. It's September 4th. Something has to happen. How are fans supposed to be excited to come to the arena to watch the regular season, which doesn't matter anyway? If you come back with this roster, how are you going to sell this to the fans? How are they going to show up to the arena and be excited? Somebody tell me. Am I missing something here? Also, he kind of stretches his timeline here with the, well, if that's the case, let's focus on the roster as we go into the playoffs. Oh, so you're going to figure out the roster throughout the season. Oh, yeah, another Sixers team with a revolving door, mix and match players, blow it up at the trade deadline, and then try to get it all together. And then by the time the playoffs start, it'll be, well, they didn't have too much time together. They need time. They need chemistry. Give us more time. Give us more time. Give us more time. It's what the Sixers do every year. We need more time. Be patient. Be patient. That's all anybody told me through the process, through whatever else, through the whole Ben Simmons situation. You guys are so impatient. Here we are. How many years later? Nothing happened. We're being patient. If the Philadelphia 76ers do not do something in September to address the damn team heading into training camp, I have no faith in his team whatsoever. I don't have any faith in his team whatsoever anyway. But I mean, it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous, man. It's really ridiculous. Now, yeah, we got a couple positives. Let's couple positives, Eastwood. Eastwood, be positive a little bit. Sprinkle in a little positives. All right? We hired Nick Nurse. NBA champion, G League champion, 2 championships in the British League, a coach that can clearly adapt to the talent that's on a squad. Raptors fans would disagree. The last couple years in Toronto, he didn't elevate that team, but let's talk. Let's call it what it is about that team, man. Fred VanVleet and Pascal. See, a couple role players who won a championship a couple years before with some elite NBA All-Stars, Kyle Lowry in his prime, Kawhi Leonard in his prime, Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka, etc. That team just wasn't good, and there wasn't any really talent incoming besides a couple more 6'10 defenders, Scotty Barnes, etc. So I don't personally blame Nick Nurse for that. So the positive is we have Nick Nurse. The positive is Tyrese Maxey under Nick Nurse. Maybe Joel Embiid, the way they play on the floor together, maybe the whole philosophy of the team is different. That's all we wanted to see. We wanted to see something different. Because Doc Rivers was doing the same thing every day. He wasn't going to change. That's the old grandpa sitting in a recliner that you're telling should get an iPhone. You know what I mean? He ain't going to do that. Doc wasn't going to change anything. So you had to get him out of here. You got Nick Nurse, so there's hope that things could look different. Right? And I'm excited about Tyrese Maxey coming into this season. I'm excited about Paul Reed coming into this season under Nick Nurse, somebody who might actually use him. But when you look at the roster construction, and you look at the James Harden situation, and you look at the fact that we're on the last year of the Tobias Harris contract, we still have Tobias Harris. The fact that the Philadelphia 76ers actually saw through the entire Tobias Harris contract while trying to trade him every single season of that contract. The fact that the Philadelphia 76ers still have Tobias Harris on their roster is so Philadelphia 76ers. I can't think of anything more Philadelphia 76ers besides maybe trading the farm for Andrew Bynum, who then tore his ACL in a bowling alley. Or the Markelle Fultz thing, or the Ben Simmons thing. We can go back to Charles Barkley purposely gaining weight because he didn't want the Sixers to draft him. This franchise is a disgrace. And I got off topic a little bit. There is some positives to look forward to, but it's hard to be positive when you look at this roster and you just see no wings, 5 backup centers, still have the James Harden situation. Tobias Harris, I don't know how he's going to fit. And we're getting closer to training camp, and I've seen very, very little changes to anything. I don't know. You tell me, bro.